Hello and welcome back to another collective moon update. We are having a new moon in the sign of Scorpio. I love how we're having this dark moon around Halloween. It actually falls on November 1st, but as I'm recording this video, it is Halloween, but you guys won't be listening to this until the 1st. So, Feliz Dia de los Muertos. I do believe that the Day of the Dead is observed from November 1st to the 3rd. So I hope you guys had a great Halloween if you celebrate. I hope it was super fun. Let me know what you dressed up as, if you dressed up, and happy Day of the Dead. We are in Scorpio season, so as they say, the veil is very thin. It's a great time to honor those that have passed on, that have crossed over to the other side, just to honor their lives, show them that we still think about them, care about them, love them, give them positive energy. Every time you think about someone who's crossed over and you send loving energy, that soul, wherever it is, receives that. It impacts them, it influences them, and it helps to uplift them. Uplift that soul wherever they find themselves. So it's a really good time to set up an altar and maybe set out some offerings, some favorite fruits or trinkets that you knew that your ancestors might have liked, maybe some photos of them, light a couple candles. And if you don't know what they liked, I always like to set up my altar with like some fresh water, some fresh flowers, and fruit. That's only if you feel inclined. You don't have to do all of that. You can literally just sit down and either say a prayer or just simply think about your ancestor and just send them your love. It could be as simple as that. But like I said, it is Halloween as I'm recording this, so happy Halloweeny. My son was with me while I was cleansing the space, and he took it upon himself to decorate for us. He wanted to include all of our Halloweeny arts and crafts. So I kept it out because that's what he wanted, but I am going to be moving the stuff out of the way so it's not so cluttered, and so we have space for our cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. These little bats are so cute. I definitely foresee myself using them for a pick a card because we must. I think I'll move this little guy out of the way, and I think we'll keep the rest. So, yeah, okay. I think that's good. So, how are you guys feeling? How has the energy been treating you? You know, I always love to hear from you guys. Feel free to share anything interesting or anything that you feel called to share. With this being a Scorpio new moon, this energy is very indicative of going to the deep, dark depths, to uncover things, to unearth things, to bring things up that have been buried and hidden, to bring them up to the surface so that we can shine a light on it, so that we can see it, see the things that have been lurking in the shadows, influencing, so that we can be able to overcome it. Like the phoenix. The phoenix is a Scorpio symbol, and it represents rising up from the ashes, undergoing a complete transformation, a renewal, being able to take your power back over something that had power over you, being able to rise up above it, to transcend it, to overcome it. And instead of it being your weakness, it becomes your strength once you're able to integrate it and once you're able to work with it consciously. So yes, I'm super excited to see what comes up today, what messages want to come through. For anyone that is new here, we gather together for these moon events, for the new moons and the full moons, to allow Spirit the opportunity to come through and communicate messages to us that they feel would be beneficial for us to listen to right now, for us to contemplate, for us to integrate. something that they feel would be for the highest and greatest good of us all. So as always, I invite you guys to take a moment to center your energy, to calm your energy, to bring stillness. We can do this by taking deep in and out breaths, focusing our attention at the center point in between the eyebrows. You want to feel your belly expanding with each inhalation. And then when you reach the top of the breath, slowly exhale all of it out, feeling your body release tension, release any stress, and just feeling your body getting lighter with every exhalation. So you guys can take a moment to do your thing while I go ahead and pull out the spread. Let's see what Spirit wants to communicate to us today for this new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we have here. So right away, Spirit wants us to be very, very present, very, very aware. They want us to just be very sharp with our discernment and with what's going on all around us. They don't want anything to like sneakily be happening or like passing us by, anything getting away from us. Like I said, they want us to be like super focused, super sharp on everything that's happening around us, within us. They want us to have like a good grasp on the situation, whatever it is for you, to be able to see it truthfully and fully. Yeah, they definitely don't want any haze, any confusion getting in the way at this time, because I'm feeling like there's a lot of movement, like there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of doors opening, a lot of possibility. And so they need you to move with intention and with this awareness so that you can make wise decisions. I feel like those of us that are tuned in here, like we are probably all sensitives, like very sensitive. So naturally, like very open, we can feel things, we can absorb energy around us. We just know things without really knowing how we know it. It's like this feeling that we have, this gut feeling. And Spirit just doesn't want you to be flung around, okay, by the movement and by all of the energy that is around you. They want you to have like a strong center, strong footing, so that you're not being like flung around, but instead they want you to be very present, very alert and aware. They don't want anybody getting like easily tricked, you know what I mean? Like easily maneuvered or deceived. I feel that this is coming through because there is going to be some kind of conflict here that we are going to be presented with. And we need to be able to see the truth of this conflict, where it came from, who the aggressor is, who everybody is in this conflict, like what role does everyone play. They're saying like right now is a time where this information is really going to be available to us. It's going to be presented to us. We're going to be able to see it clearly. And so I think that there is something about this that we're going to have to accept about the situation. I feel like every situation for everyone is going to be different, but it's basically like coming to terms with something, like seeing something clearly for what it is, seeing the truth of it, seeing your role, their role, taking everything into consideration, having discernment so that we can choose wisely, move wisely, and with intention and with awareness. So yeah, I'm just sensing like something is going to come up that's going to require you to make a decision, to make some kind of change, and to know like what's yours to carry and what's not yours. Like what's your responsibility to work out and to work through and to take ownership of, and what is somebody else's, okay? We're here to lighten the load. I feel like we need to lighten the load because you have a purpose. You're meant to do something. And so you can't be like carrying all of this weight and maintaining stuff that isn't yours. You know what I mean? Because it's like it takes a lot of your energy away, and they need you to like shed and drop the excess so that you can be more efficient, you know, so like you can serve your purpose and you can function more optimally in your role in what it is that you're meant to be doing, you know, the good that you're meant to be doing, the impact you're meant to have. They want you to be able to align to that and to step into that. And I'm seeing a huge opportunity right now for us to do that, to like get closer to whatever that is for us. But again, you know, we have free will, so it needs to come from us and our own decision making, you know? Spirit would never like impose anything on us or force us to do anything. It is very much so like, are you with it or not? Like, you know, do you choose this or do you not choose this? It's a question, basically. Spirit is saying it's a question of what are you devoted to? And Spirit wants you to take a look at that. Take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what is it that I'm devoted to? Who is my master? What is my master? What is it that I'm investing into, putting a lot of time and energy into, building up? What legacy am I creating? What will I leave behind? What impact am I making? Will I make? Find out what it is that you're devoted to and make sure that your life and your decisions reflect that. Reflect your truth. Reflect what's in your heart. They also want you to feel into what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel joyous, because this is also going to be an indication of what it is that you want to put your devotion energy on. So yeah, that's like a huge theme with this reading is devotion. What is it that you are devoted to? What is it that you have loyalty to, that you are committed to, that you are consistent with, that you are attentive to? Asking yourself these questions is really going to put into perspective your role, how you impact, how you influence, how you have been showing up, you know, the ripples that you've been letting out into the universe. It's going to show you the truth. And I feel like it is in something that could be like a conflict, showing up as a conflict. But again, this is an opportunity for growth. So it's not so that you can kind of like stay stuck here and be like, you know, feel shame or anything like that. It's just to look at it objectively and like with the lens of truth so that you can make adjustments. I feel like there are adjustments that need to be made, that you need to accept and that you need to like say yes to. I feel like they're also wanting to point out, you know, this card right here, it says learning how to be human in the world but not of it. So I feel like it's coming to terms with something, with our human nature, with our limitations, you know? I feel like a lot of people in the spiritual community, maybe unknowingly, they fall into spiritual bypassing, where it's like, you know, you think like you have to suppress any negative feelings, any negative thoughts, anything that makes you feel negative because, you know, you want to only attract good, happy, positive energy into your life. And if you sit there and focus on the bad and what the things that don't feel good, the things that are uncomfortable, you're somehow going to attract that negativity into your life. But actually, that's called toxic positivity, and it's actually spiritual bypassing. You want to be able to face the truth and to see the truth and to be able to sit in the discomfort, because there's wisdom there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things to be gained there. The conflict brings growth. And so, yeah, there's something about that where it's like you need to understand what it is to be human and know that there are certain things that you can't escape. It's just part of the human condition, and to accept that in its entirety, and to know that like certain things are inevitable. Like, for example, so many people are afraid of death. Scorpio rules death, and it's something that a lot of people try to run from. But it's actually something that's so natural and so normal. It's part of the life cycle. So there's nothing about it that needs to be fearful. If we just accept, like, it's part of the process. Death happens, and it's something that is going to happen to each of us. It's inevitable. It's just part of the human experience and the human condition. So it's stuff like that where it's like you just have to accept that it's part of the human condition, and you're here to live a human life. Like, that's the point, you know, is to fully embrace this, and be able to transcend it. It also reminds me of the Buddhist tenet that says life is suffering. They say life is suffering, and as humans, our natural inclination is to try to run away from the suffering. Like, we don't like discomfort. We don't want to sit in that. But it's being able to like have acceptance. And the way that people try to escape suffering is through ego defense mechanisms, which is what gets in the way. It causes confusion, and it doesn't allow us to see things as they are, because the ego is just trying to protect itself. It's just trying to make itself feel better, and it doesn't like change. It wants things to stay the same. You know, the ego is trying to resist death. It's trying to resist an ego death. But when the ego dies, you, the observer, you evolve, you experience soul growth. You get closer to aligning with truth. But the ego thinks it knows best, and it's trying to stay put and not change and not grow and not evolve, because it doesn't want to suffer, and it doesn't want to die, and it doesn't want to look at uncomfortable truths. But again, this is when you want to ask, what am I devoted to? Am I devoted to living a lie? Am I devoted to running away from discomfort? Am I devoted to having a negative impact? To being weak? Building up something karmic? Or is there something that I'm going to adhere to? Is there something that I'm going to be loyal to? Is there a standard that I'm going to make sure that I live by, you know? What are my virtues? So yeah, it's just about accepting something, because in doing so, it's going to change your perception about something, which is going to lead to stability. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot. I just feel like Spirit wants us to be able to see the truth. They don't want us to be confused anymore, you know? Like, they're like, you need to be aware, you need to be sharp, you need to have discernment, you need to see it for what it is, you need to accept your human condition. They want you to be able to process through certain things, again, so that we can shed it, so that we can be like that phoenix rising, right? And rise up from the ashes and have a rebirth. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pull tarot to get further messages from Spirit. Spirit is saying they want you to change, like, how you work together with people, or even change the people that you work with. That could be a possibility too. So yeah, either you have to change the entire group or they're just saying, like, you just have to change your methods, like change your ways so that it can be just more cooperative between you and other people. Because something about karmic relationships, as you can see, is coming up here. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you trapped. This is what's keeping you confused. It's something about karmic relationships. and they need you to see the truth about this, okay? So yeah, Spirit is saying that it's up to you. Again, you have free will. The decision is yours. And they just want you to be able to make a wise choice and have like enough information, enough evidence, enough proof. Like they want you to have these things, to have everything that you need to have in order to make an efficient decision here. They're saying like you're not meant to be weak. Oh look, the Scorpio card came out. I just realized that's the death card. So Scorpio making an appearance right here in the middle of the reading. So yeah, they're saying like don't let your empathic nature, your sensitive nature, don't let that be what keeps you stagnant and like stuck in deep waters is what I'm hearing. It's like deep, dark waters and like you're just sitting in there and it's not moving and it's stagnant because you're absorbing things that aren't yours. Like when you're such an open channel, you start taking things on that it's like it's not your responsibility, it's not yours. And they want you to be able to see this and to use your sensitivity, your empathic nature, to like use it to actually be healing and nourishing and to be a beacon of light versus something that just gets overtaken, that can't move forward and can't fulfill its purpose because you're so sensitive and because you're so open. By having discernment and only taking accountability for your role, your part, what's yours to take accountability over, it's going to free up a lot of energy so that you can, again, like actually align to your role, your purpose, your function, and make a positive impact around like your social groups. They want you to create better relationships, better working environments, like choose better people to be around you, they just want you to have, because right now, like the way that you've been doing things, you have been like inviting a lot of karmic relationships. It's like you're opening the way, you're opening the door to a bunch of karmics. And they're saying this is keeping you stuck, stagnant, down, heavy, downtrodden. They're like, no, you're doing this to yourself. Again, they're saying like you make the decision, you make the choice. That's why it's important for us to like move with intention and to always check like what are we devoted to, and to have awareness over the part that we play. Because if you have a bunch of karmics around you, like you're allowing that, or you know, it's based off of the decisions that you're making and the direction that you're moving in. And it's, again, it's keeping you stuck, small, self-protective, and it's like also keeping you very insecure. It's making you feel like a victim, like you feel like a victim, but you aren't powerless. You can get yourself out of this. You can use this empathic nature that you have, use it for good, you know, like use it so that it actually benefits you instead of negatively impacts you, you know what I mean? Because you're not in control, because you don't have power. Something else, your shadow material, is in power, it's controlling you. Because again, why? Because we want to run away from things that are uncomfortable. And so it causes us not to face it, but Spirit wants you to face it and to see the truth of it. So again, you can transcend above it. I feel like a lot of us, you know, I ask myself this question too, like, what am I doing here? Like sometimes you're just like, why? Like, why am I even here? Like, why'd I come here? You know, who convinced me to sign up for this? Because sometimes it's hard, you know, like being a human really is hard. But that is literally the whole point. Like, that's why we're here, because to pretty much like master that, to master it, to master being a human, to find union with God, despite the things that we have to go through, never losing sight of what's truly important. Because yeah, I'm just seeing like for a lot of us, we're just we're struggling to human out here, out here in these streets, okay? It's a struggle to human and to be a person and to navigate and to like figure it out in this 3D material realm. But that is why we're here. I read this thing today. It came up and it said, it was about Krishna. And it said like, choose Krishna in this life. But you know, it doesn't have to be about Krishna. It could be like God. It's just saying God. It's saying like, choose God in this life, choose him. And it made me think like, it's so true. And again, it comes back to this devotion energy that I'm feeling, because it makes me think like, it's so true. Life is truly so precious. The fact that we're even here as humans on this planet in Earth School is such a big deal, and it's such a miracle. And instead of being like, ugh, you know, like this effing sucks, like why am I here? Instead of having that lens, that perspective, again, that's the lens of trying to run away from suffering. Instead, it's like, actually, it's such a big deal that I'm here. I can't believe I'm here. I'm a human. I'm capable of having all of this awareness. I'm capable of uniting with God in this life. In fact, that's like what I'm here to do. So I'm going to do that. Like, I'm not going to waste this precious life on anything else. Like, what else is more important than that? I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to sit through the pain. I'm going to sit through the suffering. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to have radical acceptance, because I know that this life isn't all that there is. There's something more. There's something greater. There's something beyond this. And it's really being able to like peel back the layers and devoting yourself to what's true and to like the bigger picture, like the bigger purpose, and not getting caught up in lies and fantasies and illusions and things that keep you small and keep you stuck and don't allow you to see the truth. Again, like that confusion type of hazy energy. So I think that's like a good intention actually to set, is like, please, Spirit, remove any confusion. Help me see clearly, help me see the truth. And I think that's going to be very potent for you. But yeah, I just feel like we're struggling again, like to human, and they just need you to shift your perspective on it and to have radical acceptance. And it's not going to feel so lacking anymore when you're able to do that. Like if it feels like a lack and you know, you feel like you're left out in the cold, like you don't have enough, there's something here that needs to be sat through and like processed and seen more clearly, okay? There's something here you're not accepting, and it's about the human condition and what it means to be human and how to transcend that versus try to bypass it, try to run away from responsibility. Because you taking that approach is what causes like all of the karma and all of the, it's like you're just continuing to build that, you know, to build upon that. That's what you're devoted to the lies, to the fantasies, to the illusions. You're just continuing to run instead of facing it, accepting it, allowing it to change you, change your perception so that you're able to make wiser decisions, because it's like you have this wisdom, this discernment. So you're going to start moving different and you're going to start building in the right direction, okay? Where you can start attracting more soulmate energy, more people that you're actually going to like enjoy to work with, where there's like actual love on the table. And it's not all of these power games or whatever it is, okay? But it's actual love and harmony and cooperation. It's like that's what you're going to be building and attracting versus things that are karmic. And everything is karmic. What I mean by karmic, it's just like, you know, the word karmic in the spiritual community anyway, often people mean like something unpleasant. But technically it's all karmic. It's just the quality, like what's the quality of the karma. And I feel like right now we are mostly experiencing like low quality karma, you know, where this is like what we're building upon, this is what we're allowing around us, and it influences, it impacts, and it like absorbs us, it consumes us, you know. And Spirit wants us to be able to like shed that, to drop that, so that we can align ourselves to what it is that we're supposed to be doing. Because I feel like we're empaths here, we're healers, we're meant to seed this higher vibrational energy, you know, these higher streams of consciousness. Like we're supposed to bring this down, we're supposed to be influencing in this way, impacting in this way, in a way that is harmonious and efficient and effective. It's doing something where you are healing. And again, this goes back to that question, what are you devoted to? What are you devoting yourself to? What is the legacy that you're creating? What is it that you are going to leave behind? How have you been impacting? And is that the way that you want to continue to do things? Or do you want to move in a different direction and start creating and building something that is going to be more pleasurable, more joyous? Okay, I'm hearing ponte la pila, which means like, it doesn't really translate well, but it means like put your batteries in, you know, like trying to say make moves, do what you have to do, you know, take action. Spirit is like ponte la pila, like the time is now. But yeah, Spirit is just saying there's a lot of truth that you need to still see. And this truth, it's going to bring you a lot of peace. And it's going to allow you to know like how to move, what way to move forward, what decisions to make. It's going to give you like the confidence and the willpower and, you know, like the energy, the courage to move forward in this direction. So yeah, it's like a whole transformation, rebirth, a renewal is on the table, metaphorically and literally. So Spirit is just like, you know, you decide. Doors are opening, you decide. Are you gonna gather the information that you need to gather? Are you gonna open your mind up to new possibilities, to new ideas, new thoughts? Are you curious to learn something new? They want you to be a keen observer at this time, to face your inner demons, to overcome any, you know, low moods that you may be experiencing. They want you to regain mental clarity, to settle your inner conflicts, and to stop being in rebellion to certain things, because you being in rebellion is what keeps you stuck and not accepting. So yeah, they just want you to gain the wisdom. They're saying like, can you do that? If you can, then it's on the table. This is what's on the table. So that is what I have for you today for this new moon in Scorpio. I truly hope this message has served you and that you got something that you needed. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I always love hearing your feedback, so if there's anything you want to share or if any of this resonates, feel free to let me know. If you feel like you want to go deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings. I will leave my email in the description box below so that you can contact me if you are interested. Otherwise, I will catch you for our next moon update in about 2 weeks' time. So use this time wisely, you guys. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.